Hi, this is Kathy for Trans by Deaf, and this week the topic is, how do you tell your friends that you are transgendered and that you will be transitioning, and what was their reaction? I used two different methods, one which was very successful and one which was a total disaster. To start out with the total disaster, with my two closest friends, I went up to them and said that it was absolutely necessary for me to transition from being a man to a woman, and asking for their understanding and telling them that I could no longer live the lie that I was living, that in order to be comfortable within my own skin, I needed to transition to be what I was inside. That didn't work well. In each case, my friends said they wanted nothing else to do with me, accused me of being mentally disturbed, and turned and walked off and did not speak to me again. The second way which I told my friends, and told the majority of my friends, was I sat down and I wrote a very concise but yet with enough detail that they could understand that I needed to transition, that I was going to transition the next day, that I needed them to use the appropriate pronouns for a woman rather than a man, and that I needed to be comfortable in my own skin and be comfortable around them. I sent that email out, and the next day I appeared as a woman everywhere I went, and the people who had received the email were very, very understanding. They used, for the most part, used the proper pronouns. They made a few mistakes, but they, for the most part, used the proper pronouns. There seems to be, when you email people, a time when they initially get the shock of you transitioning from being male to female, and that shock, if they're confronted with it up front, like I did with my two close friends, are not able to handle it. When they get it in an email and have time to read it, think about it, reread it, it is much easier for them to digest. My recommendations to you, if you're going to tell your friends, would be to write them a short email that tells them why and when and what you want them to know about your transition, and send it to them so that they have time to process the problems that are there. Anybody that's hit all of a sudden with you transitioning does not handle that shock very well at all. Well, those are my comments on how do you tell your friends and what is the reaction. My suggestion to you, again, is please write them an email and give them time to process it. With all of your friends, allow them time to think about it. Realize that you have been thinking about transition for a long time. They are encountering something they know little or nothing about and are expected to endure it very quickly and adjust to it very quickly. It takes time. Even those people who initially reject you may come around and return to being your friends. Well, those are my comments today. We will see you again next week. If you have a comment, please leave it in the box below. If you would like to see more videos from Trans by Deaf, please subscribe to our channel. Bye.